Alright, hello YouTube. I'm working on my 5th gen Camaro. It's winter. My heater stopped working just recently, and I went onto YouTube and searched for it, the possible causes of it not working, and I found out that there's a so-called blend door. This thing that will snap if you turn on the heat or the cold all the way. So the other guys who made those videos said that if you turn this all the way, the blend door will snap. It doesn't matter if it's cold air or hot air. So as you can see, it's winter and my heater is not working and it sucks. When I watch those videos, it's when you don't do it yourself, it looks pretty easy, but when you do start doing it yourself, it's really hard. So over all this pandemic, I just couldn't order because I live halfway around the world from the USA. So what I did is I took my blend door and used an epoxy glue, you can see right here, to glue it all back together. Then what I will do is I'll show you how I did it all. But what you should know before doing all of this is that it's a really tight spot down here. So when you think about it, you see this hole right here? That's what you have to do. But just before you start, you have to know that since it's a really tight spot, everything comes into play. Starting from your height, the width of your shoulders, everything. I'm 6 feet tall, and I don't want to brag about it, but I'm pretty beefed up. So for me, it was really hard. Now, let me just pause it for a second. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm on the floor mat, and this is what I did. Okay. I'm only using my left hand just to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, now, what you have to know is that when you're cutting the plastic, you have to be really careful, because there's a heater core right here, and if you go in too deep when cutting it, you'll damage it. And then from what I found out is that if you damage the heat core, you have to pull the windscreen, the dashboard, and pretty much take apart all the front of your car from the inside. Okay, this is what I did, and I used a self-made hot knife to cut it all, and I'll tell you, it's not easy. It took me about like an hour to cut it, and then about like 20 minutes to wiggle it out. And oh yeah, one more part what you have to know is that after cutting it, you have to know that the edges of the parts you cut become really sharp, these parts, and it's really easy to cut your fingers. Now, to top it all off, when I took out the blend door, it was laying right here, right about here, and the part that snapped, that the part that goes into an actuator, was really deep inside. It was like really down there. It was really real in deep. So what I had to do is I had to find a way to take it out. It was not easy. You're just using one hand and can't really use the other hand to help the first hand. When you start doing it, you'll understand. You will understand. Okay, now I pause the video for a second. I have to get out of the car, and I'll show you the hot knife and the actuator. Okay, so this is the actuator. I already checked it, and it works just fine. So when you put it all back in, it goes like this. The actuator goes into the door. Okay, it goes into the door and just starts moving it when you put it all back in. Okay, now. Okay, this is the hot knife that I made. Focus. That's the hot knife that I made. And I cut the plastic with it. And when I put the plastic bits together, okay, let me just find it first. Okay, this is the plastic. This is the plastic bit that comes out. Right, really sharp edges, so be real careful. Now, when I will put the plastic back in, I'll use the silicone sealant to seal it all. Okay, but your first step will be to remove the seat. This is the seat. It's really easy. You only have to unscrew 2 bolts. These 2 bolts. that go in here, and the other one goes in here. For that you need a T50 and probably an extension. All right, now what I have to do, I have to put it all back together, and I'll come back to you. I'll do my best to show you every step, but as you can see, it's really tight in here, and this brake pedal really gets in the way. Let me pause it. Okay, now to take it all apart and put it all back together, you will need a tool set like this, at least, and an extension. Okay, now let's go back in. Okay. Now what I have to do first is to damn it, put the plastic bit that I cut out in first. Okay, let me just grab it. Okay. Alright. Let's see how it goes. Okay, guys, I'm doing my best to show you every step. So, I think it should slide right into here. Focus. Okay, you see the grooves? That's where it should slide. I didn't see that one before. Okay. Goes like this. Left. Okay. Take the actuator. Okay, that's the actuator. And that's the door. So. Okay, my mistake. I have to put in the door first, the blend door first. Okay, I believe they should go in like this. Real tight. If you know better than me how to take out the body control module, you'll probably have to do it because you'll have more room. I don't want to mess up my car, so I just left it there. Alright. Steering wheel won't just let me use my right hand, and I'm putting the blender with my left, and I'm not left-handed, so it's real hard. Okay, I think it found its hole. Focus. Oh, it didn't. Damn it, I have to do it again. Okay. Goes up a little. No. Let me just pause the video for a second. I have to support my left hand. Okay, I'm back. So I finally got it. It took me about 15 minutes to find the right spot for it to go in. So that's what it looks like. Make sure you find its spot, because if you don't, you have to do it all again. So that's how it sits in its place. And now I have to put the plastic bit. Okay, hopefully I got it right. Now the plastic bit goes goes in. Like this. Really, guys, I thought I was past the hard part, but it turns out that cutting it all out was the easy part. And when I say it's a tight spot down here, I'm not exaggerating. If you're a big guy and if you have a friend who is real tiny, you should probably ask him to do this part for you. Okay. So it just does not want to get in, so sorry guys, I have to pause the video again.